Hi, it's me again with CorelDraw Tips and Tricks, part 2 of this series. This is mainly going to be about cut order. So I'm going to separate the non-vector from the cut lines from if you didn't watch part 1, you might be a little bit confused. But when you're cutting something like this definitely is what you want to use to have the last thing cut out. So we can go to Windows, Dockers, and Objects. And if you look, that thing is going to be cut out like right in the middle. So we need to take it and just drag it all the way to the top, and it'll get there in a second, and place it right there. So now when we cut this, it'll cut that, and then go over there. Well, it'll be over here, but it'll cut that last. That way, in case it falls out the vector bed. Now, and also the gentleman did state when I sent him the video that these lines here are just there to get the pieces out. I've never heard of that. So I would delete all those. One, it's going to save you quite a bit of cut time. And if this line cut and then it cuts that, you're going to have a little bit more char at the front and the end of those lines. So I would cut away all the lines that you don't need. And like right here, this is a little bitty piece. It's going to come out anyway. This might be, I'd actually have to look at it, but I believe that would be all one piece. And quite possibly that all be one piece. And it's mainly the letters, or the lines between the letters, that I would be more concerned about. I'm just trying to find some more. Like right there. I mean, that doesn't need to be there. That, I don't know. I'd have to question that. But anyway, cut these lines. This line here is not going to do any good. I'd actually have to, when I was doing this, I'd have to bring in the, the black line so I could tell what not to cut. But it's going to save you a lot of cut time. Now, after you clean it all up, if you're only going to cut out 1 or 2 of these, see, like right there, that's going to cut out and fall out, and that's going to cut out and fall out. But let's remember that U. Let's bring in the black and see it is, well, the S is in the other part. Let's bring this over. See, the S is part of the cut line of that other line. So that's what I wanted to know. See the difference? So it'll cut all those lines last. I think he did a pretty good job of getting the lines in there, but just cut out. Now, if you were only going to cut out 1, 2 of these, I wouldn't do this. But if you were going to cut out 100 of them, look where the cut order is. It's going to start cutting right there. Now I'm going to use the up arrow key. Then that's pretty close. But look, then it jumps way over here. And that's wasting time to move between those parts. I mean, this is the cut order. See, it's not too bad. If I was only going to cut out 1 or 2, I'd leave it alone. But if I was going to cut out a lot of them, I want my cut order a little bit better. Now we're getting toward the end where it'll cut out that last one and then go. See how it jumped from the bottom to the middle? And then it's going to cut that out. So what you could do, if you were going to cut out a lot of these, let me move this back out of the way. I'm going to move it twice. I'm going to get the dark brown or the black line. If you were going to cut out this a lot, okay, I would take my Smart Fill tool, and this is not grouped together. So let's group it together, Control G. This way you don't have to nudge it out of the way, and you'll be a lot better off by filling in stuff. Now the Smart Fill tool makes a new object. So it's going to cut them in the order. See, there's a line right there, and you could almost do this while you're doing it. That doesn't need to be there. So you could do this when you were cutting it, or let me get one more. And probably right there. Yeah, that, and also these little bitty parts, that's just more parts you have to pick up. So if you do this in cut order, like this, see that could probably all be cut, or cut those lines out. And if you go here, 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 go over here, and you just kind of imagine those lines could be cut. And, you know, start at the bottom, go to the top, go to the top, go to the bottom, go over, go over, go over, go over. And then, you know, you're formulating which way the laser is going to cut. Okay. Now, let's get rid of all the red lines, and let's take this and make red line hairlines out of this. Of course, we have a lot less cuts now, but watch. Okay, that's going to engrave. So there's the, well, now because I created those other pieces, now my outside cut is on the bottom. So, and you could fix that too. I don't know why it's showing a blue curve when I got, anyway. So now your cut order, I hope this makes sense. It's going to cut there, 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 there. See how it's kind of staying in the same area with the laser? So the laser's not having to move over everywhere. And if you did that for the whole thing and there's going to cut out that one last, you'd be a lot better off. Now, but if you're only going to do one or two of these, the time isn't going to be that big a deal. But if you're going to cut out 100 of these, I bet it would save, you know, a minute per cut for cutting that out. And then put that back and you're ready to go. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.